Michael, welcome home to Cleveland.
Thank you so much, Mac.
What brings you back to Cleveland?
What doesn't bring me back to Cleveland? That's the better question. So born and raised here, a lot of family still in town. I come home a couple times a year, whether it's to visit family or touring with Lynyrd Skynyrd. In this instance, I am home because this Saturday at the Downtown Hilton, I am doing an art show presented by Wentworth Gallery. And I'm very excited about this because my painting career, which has been coexisting with my music career for many years, my painting career has not been unveiled in Cleveland. So this is my first hometown show. I'm very excited about it. And I've done actually several Cleveland specific paintings for this show.
And what made you trade, say, the boom of the drums for the brushes on the canvas?
Well, you know, they really have been a perfect balance because as a child, I was drumming and painting. So for my life, I've been doing both simultaneously. It really is two halves of a whole. So at any given time, on any given day, I'm a drummer who paints or a painter who drums. It really depends on when we talk.
With the busy touring schedule, because you're on the road quite a bit with Lynyrd Skynyrd, how do you find time to paint?
You know, I learned a few years ago, because we have a fair amount of free time while the band is on tour, if I were to carry art supplies with me, I could paint in my hotel room. So I've been doing that for the past probably 7 or 8 years. And there are at least probably 20 paintings that are going to be in the show Saturday that were painted sitting in a hotel room in any town, USA.
Where do you get your inspiration for the artwork?
The inspiration for the artwork, I never really know where it's going to present itself. I always have a camera with me. I'm always keeping my eyes open. And if I see something that looks like it could be a painting, I'll just take a photo and store it away. And then I'll go through those photos every now and then and see whatever inspires me at the moment.
You have a lot of hometown pride in your artwork, a lot of Cleveland themes. Talk about your love for your home.
Well, Cleveland is my home. Born and raised here. I did move away when I was 22, but even though I wasn't living in Cleveland, I was still, in my heart, a Clevelander, and always will be. I have a very strong family support that's here in town, and I've never lost that connection with my home. And consequently, when it came time to do this show, I knew I wanted to do some Cleveland-specific paintings that reflected that I am a native. And some of the things I chose are nostalgic, you know, glimpses back to my childhood that I think a lot of people will have, you know, very fond memories for when they see these paintings.
What are some of your favorite nostalgic pieces that you've done that Clevelanders will recognize?
Probably one of my favorite nostalgic paintings is the one of Captain Frank's. So Captain Frank's was a legendary seafood restaurant that was just a few blocks away from where we are right now. And it just had this great sign. And they tore the restaurant down in '94, but I did find some old photographs of the sign, so I painted the sign from Captain Frank's. And I think the people that walk into the show Saturday and see that will have a nice laugh when they see it, because it's such a classic, kind of Americana. You know, it's a kind of restaurant sign that you could almost find anywhere, but this one just happened to be hometown.
Talk about your latest series.
The latest series, which is really what we're featuring in this show, I call it pixelism. And the pixelism paintings, it's a style of art that I created a few years ago, where I am doing paintings that to the naked eye look pixelated, but then as you back away and your eyes focus, the subject comes into your image.
Is that all done freehand, or do you actually take like a pixelated photo and then go off that, or is it just pure imagination and genius at work?
So the way the pixelism paintings happen is I start with a photograph of whatever image I'm going to work. And then I just kind of lay a grid over the top of it so I can envision where the different color groupings would need to be. And then I spend a lot of time with a lot of Scotch tape, and I make every little square perfect. And it's exhausting work, but they really are fun. And while I'm painting these, I have to keep moving back to make sure that the eye can then focus into what I'm hoping to achieve at the end. So the last two pixelism paintings that were done for this show both have Cleveland themes to them. And rather than give away what they are, the people that come here on Saturday or watch this telecast will see them, and we'll see if they can figure it out. Half the fun of these is trying to see if you can figure it out before the person next to you.
Rock and roll, painting, not normally two circles that most people would think would come together.
Ah, yes.
What is the reaction you get from people who know you as a drummer, and then they say, wow, you do this artwork too? You know,
sure,
what's
yeah.
the reaction?
Well, at first the reaction is surprise, because they're not expecting that you do more than just the one thing. However, you know, the trail has been blazed in front of me with plenty of great musician painters. Bowie was a great painter. Ron Wood's a great painter. So I really feel it's the creative release. Whether it's the visual art or the musical art, it's something for myself that I just need to express. And fortunately, I have two different ways to express it: the loud way or the quiet way, which works out really well.
Was there any resistance from the art world embracing your work?
I think every time a musician throws his hat into the ring of the art world, that there's always maybe a moment of hesitation where they want to see, well, is the work valid? But then that's what it just comes down to. Is the work valid or not? And the same thing really applies in the music world. You know, there's plenty of records that are throwing their hat into the ring. It's just, are they valid or not?
What do you hope people who come to the exhibit on Saturday, after they go through and see the 70 works of art, what do you hope they take away from it?
I hope the people that come to the exhibit on Saturday will take away that there really are no boundaries when it comes to art. Whether it's the music or the visual art, it's as wide open as you'd like to go. And to speak to that, I purposely have painted a very vast array, subject-wise, of art. I haven't just done one thing. I really feel there's a great cross-section of artwork in the show. It's everything from portraits to landscapes to nods to art history to now the pixelism. So I really feel it's a fun show that has something for everybody.
Michael, as a true Clevelander, you've got passion for all of our local sports teams, and you've channeled that passion into one piece of art. You want to tell us about it?
I have channeled my Cleveland sports passion into art. I am a lifelong Indians fan. So I have done a painting that's a tribute to the Cleveland Indians. I'll keep it as a surprise for people when they see it. But I'm very proud of this painting. And I should tell you that I purposely arranged the art show on Saturday to happen the same day that the Indians were in town. So we have the art show from 1 to 4 on Saturday, and then the Indians play that evening. So it's the perfect opportunity for a family event to go from one to the other. It's all tied together beautifully.
Go Tribe.
Go Tribe. And there, I just tagged the time.
There you go.
Now and
That's all right.
roll.
All right. Another great story about Cleveland, as you're well aware, is the resurgence, the revival, and here you're featured in one of the cornerstones of Cleveland's new iconic skyline.
Yes, the downtown has, since I left, just turned into pretty amazing. It's a very impressive jewel of a city. And the Hilton Downtown, part of that incredible new skyline that we now have. And when this hotel opened a year ago, they chose to do an art installation in the hotel. I did a painting for this hotel that hangs in the Burnham restaurant, which is why my art show is here at the Hilton.
It's great that they're recognizing local talent.
I agree. Yeah, very nice.
Show's over Saturday, everything's packed up. What's next for you? Is it more art shows or more Skynyrd shows?
Right after the show is packed up on Saturday, my wife and I drive back home to New York City. I repack the suitcase and fly to the next Skynyrd gig.
If people want to learn more about you as painter, as a drummer, what's the best place for them to go?
I have a website, michaelcartellone.com. It covers my art and music careers. It's all right there.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep.